Ladies, it ain't hard to tell when a guy don't really like you, but in this case, I guess it was pretty hard for this lady to tell. But I ain't gonna do too much talking, man. We finna get into this right now, man. Make sure if you all enjoy this reaction video that you smash the like button, comment, and also subscribe for your boy, man. We almost to a road to 1 million sub. So let's get it. Let's go.
So I ghosted my boyfriend on New Year's Eve, and I have not spoken to him since.
Okay.
Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months. A year on February 2nd, we will have been together. Okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting. So let's start there, right? So recently, obviously, like you all have known, I've become unemployed. And I have not been able to find a job. I have put in like 30 applications a day. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews. So I've been literally struggling, and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. Okay. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing. But that's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man, and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together. Like, I don't have anything on the rent. And so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. He also has a best friend. His best friend lives with him, mind you, and has been living with him for however many years that he's like lived there, almost the whole time he's lived there. And so I'm like, if his best friend can live with him, why not his girlfriend, you know? So I'm like, hey, I need a place to stay. Which honestly, in hindsight, I should have even have to ask for that. He knew I was struggling. He should have said, hey, let me take something off of your plate. Like, come stay with me so that you can breathe and get this. If he really cared about me, he would have said that, but he didn't. He sat there and he watched me struggle, and then watched me get to the point where I was like, hey, I just need a break. Like, I'm literally so depressed. I'm losing my mind. I can't find anything. Can you please help me? And he said, no. He said, no. He said, no, you cannot live with me. Mind you, living with him is free. Doesn't cost him anything. He said, no. I can't live with him. At first he goes, oh, I like that we have our own places to retreat to when we get into our arguments. And wrong answer. Number one, when we get into arguments, we never leave. Like, we stay in the same room and we continue to talk it out until we work it through, which I think is a really good habit that we have and a really good green flag that we have in our relationship. Yes, do we get into arguments? So does everyone. Yes, do I lose my cool? I'm a woman, but I rein it back in and we figure it out, and nobody goes home. So that's a weird thing to say. We've never even done that. Second of all, that's like a problem to me, not a solution. When we get into arguments, we should not be leaving, because what happens when we get married? There is no way to go. We both live in the same house. So maybe that's not a good habit to start. Being that we have not started yet, maybe let's not start that now. Right. On our very first date, I told him that I wanted to be engaged within a year. I said, after a year, I want to be engaged. He said that's plenty of enough time.
Red flag there. And I don't know, you telling somebody like that you want to be. At the end of the day, you can't force nobody to marry you. You can't force nobody to be ready to marry you.
For someone to know whether or not they want to get married or not. This is what he said. We have talked about it, I shit you not, probably 10 times throughout this year. And never once did he say, I don't think this is going well enough for that to be a realistic goal anymore. Never once did he say, hey, like, let's pump the brakes. I don't think that we're doing that well for it to get to that. So I'm thinking we're doing well. We're on schedule. After a year or a year and a half, we'll probably get engaged. Then he goes, I don't think I want to live with someone again until I'm married to them, which is some new boundary that he literally just made up, because he's never said that the whole time we've been together. And I go, maybe it's not a good idea that you live with someone after you already got married to them, because what if you guys are not compatible to live together and you don't know that until after you're already married? Then what? That's really dumb, actually.
No, I understand. I understand that wholeheartedly. I understand. I feel like that's a smart idea. I feel like definitely spending a lot of time with each other where you can know, but I feel like possible marriage first and then the moving together is probably the best idea. Personally, you know, personally, I think it could be an engagement first and then move in, but it should definitely be time taken beforehand.
And so I'm like, okay, that's a completely new thing. But granted, it's been a year. We set our goal for a year. Are we going to get married? And he goes, no, that was your goal. Since when was this my goal? It was my goal, but like, I thought we were in agreement because you never said that we weren't in agreement.
Right.
Clearly, I made all this up in my head, and this was never a goal. I just thought it was a goal because I continuously talked about it, and he never said that it was unrealistic. As a matter of fact, he said the quite opposite, that it was a realistic goal to have, and never once as we neared to the end of that year did he ever say, hey, I don't think we're close to being married.
Right. That's understandable.
So imagine my surprise when he says, I don't think we're close to being married. We still have things to figure out. Because a couple of nights ago, I got super irritated at him and yelled at him and told him to leave my house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Apparently, that's enough of a reason for him to be like, whoa, I don't want to marry her.
Yeah. Tell somebody to leave. Like that is a very big thing, especially if it's an adult. If y'all are getting into a disagreement, it should be of a mutual thing, but telling somebody to get out, leave, like I can understand depending on how you communicate that would have upset him, and he would have had to rethink some things because it's just certain things, and it's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever he was saying possibly could have prompted her to say leave. You know, she probably could have felt disrespected to realize that she needed to return disrespect. So it's all about communication, right, at the end of the day.
All right. So yeah. And so I said, hey, I'm actually scared that I'm going to be homeless because I said, I'm actually thinking I'm going to be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills keep coming and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources. And I think I'm going to end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm going to end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless.
He don't care. He don't care.
Well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before.
Wow. Yeah, shorty, he don't want you. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. Especially if he's dating you. Just leave. There's somebody that you're saying you've been dating for a year. Like, leave.
What the fuck? So basically he said, yeah, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I know it's hard, but basically he told me that you never really do have anybody to depend on and you come alone in this world and you are your own person and you should be your number one priority because nobody else is going to be dependable, which I translated to he is not someone I can depend on. Why would I ever marry someone that I can't depend on? I'm a dependable person. I've had friends that I've let stay with me, that I've given a place to stay for free, that I've been able to like say, hey, you can lean on me. Like, don't worry about nothing. Take a break. I got you. So if I can be dependable to my friends, you can be dependable to your girlfriend. It's not a crazy concept. Yeah, we do come in this world alone, but relationships are the whole reason of everything. You should be able to depend on the people around you, on your community. They should be people that you can say, hey, you do owe a responsibility to the people you love and the people you care about. And apparently he doesn't think that way. And I don't think I can be in a relationship with someone who doesn't think that way. And so I decided that I kind of ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him and I probably will never speak to him again. That really turned me off. And yeah, that's why I broke up with my boyfriend, because he said it was okay that I be homeless. I should be homeless while he goes home to his 3-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood and rubs his feet together under his nice comforter set, his nice sheet set, and watches his 70-inch TV on the wall and twiddles his thumbs together while I'm out in my car in the cold. Talking about he's going to get me a blanket for Christmas so I don't be
what?
You gonna get you a new bitch for Christmas.
Get a blanket for Christmas. Buddy is cold-hearted, man. He don't want you. He didn't want to marry you. He just wasted your time. He don't want you at all. Like, no matter what, he don't want to see you in a messed up position. So you stand there for some months or until you can really find a job, it's not nothing bad. Like, in all honesty, it's probably one of the smartest ideas to do. Especially if you like, I ain't just trying to stay with you forever. Like, I'm trying to get my own spot. It's just right now, something's going on where I need to refigure what it is that I'm trying to do. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he already lived with his husband, and that possibly was his homeboy. Like, in all honesty.
Okay, so I have come to clear my name. because it's getting crazy in the comments. I just want to answer some questions and clarify some things about the situation of, if you didn't watch the last video, basically my boyfriend said I should live in, it's okay that I'd be homeless, live in my car. And he wasn't going to help me. I think this whole situation, I've just finished crying. This whole year has just been horrible for me, but y'all don't care. Let's get straight to it. So the roommate situation, when he moved in that house, people were asking me, how do I know it's his house? I know it's his house because when I first even went to this house, he had like frames on the wall, like pictures of himself that he had blown up and put on the wall in the living room. Also, he has like pictures of when he bought the house, like holding the little, sold sign. When I asked him about why he had his best friend living with him, he told me that a little while after he had moved in, he had started to get, it was quiet. He didn't say he was lonely. He said that it was quiet. The house was too quiet. I don't know if he asked the best friend or the best friend asked him, but the best friend was there. Is he paying bills? People are asking me, is the best friend paying rent? I don't know, y'all. I know for sure that he's not paying utilities. I don't know if he's paying rent or not. He's also not the only person that lives in that house, okay? He has this Asian guy that is living with him in the 3rd bedroom, because there's 3 bedrooms. When I first asked him, how does he know this Asian guy? He said that he was a friend of a friend. One of his friends, I think in DC or New York, something like that, had a friend who was moving to Charlotte for a job and needed a place to stay. That's what his original story was. When I asked him again, like when we were talking about the roommate situation and me feeling like, I don't think you should have roommates, you have a good job. He was saying like, oh, me and the Indian, we're good friends. We're really good friends. Him and the Asian guy, we're really good friends. I don't know when they became really good friends, because at first he said that it was a friend of a friend. I don't know if he's a liar, or, technically it's possible that he started off as a friend of a friend and became really good friends with him. But now he's telling me, oh, that's his really good friend. So here's when I realized that, and is the Indian man paying rent? I don't know, y'all. And these are probably questions I should have asked, but I didn't want to get too deep into his business. He's also super mysterious. Like, he answers questions in a way that makes me think that he don't want to answer them. Right. So here's when I realized that maybe it's not what I seen. I was on Facebook scrolling. I found this like roommate group on Facebook of people posting like, I'm renting this room, and people who are looking to move into people's houses. I find this group. I already think y'all already know what's about to happen. I find this group. I'm scrolling in the group, looking at all the possibilities of people renting their rooms in Charlotte, because maybe I might be homeless, maybe I might need to rent a room. So I come across a house, and I'm like, hold on.
It looks familiar.
I've seen this house before. This is his house. I clicked the profile. This is his name.
Dang.
So he's renting a room in his house for $1,000, utilities included. So I don't know if it's his best friend that's moving out or the Asian guy. I assume it's the Asian guy. His best friend is 40, mind you. And he's been living there for a while. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. But I'm assuming that the Asian guy moved out. He never told me that the Asian guy was moving out. He never discussed this with me. I mean, it's not my house, but we had conversations about like, if we're gonna get married, we can't get married if there's people living here. And he decided to omit that information. Why he decided not to tell me that the Asian guy was moving, I'm sure he had his reasons, but he never told me that. It was a big shock and surprise. When I texted him about it, he said, oh, I said, is this your house? He said, oh, LOL, yeah, that's my house. Whatever that means. Okay, so I'm keep going because there's so much to say, and it's not even going to fit in this video either. So he's African, he's Ghanaian. A lot of people ask what ethnicity he was. He's African. He is currently in Africa. He left the day before Thanksgiving. He's been gone ever since. This is not the first time he's gone to Africa. When I said he has an okay job, I meant he has a good job. He makes 6 figures at his job. He's highly educated. He also has a business that he's starting on the side. He's doing, I don't want to tell you too much information because I don't want you to know who he is, because I don't know. And he's doing real estate. He's starting a real estate company in Ghana. He's there right now checking on the house that he's building to sell. He's building a house there to sell. He's gone to Ghana before. In like June to August, he went to Ghana. He said he was going to stay for a month. He stayed for 2.5 months. It created a significant strain in our relationship, but he came back, everything was fine. He decided to tell me that he was going to go to Ghana throughout the holiday season. I said, I don't think that's a good idea. This is our first holidays together. I think we should be together for our very first holidays. He tells me, no, I have to go. I have to go. I need to oversee some things that are going on with the project. It's way past due. The house has been supposed to be built. I need to be there. I'm thinking, what kind of things are they going to be doing over the holiday season? Like, it's freaking Christmas. What are they going to be doing? Like, what tools are you going to get in? People are going to be on break. But he said that he needed to be there to oversee some things. He did not take no for an answer. And then when I pushed him about it, he said, well, you get to see your family all the time. I want to go see my family. Now it becomes less of, I'm going to check on the house, and more of, I want to see my family for Christmas. What he's really doing there, I don't know. Do I think that maybe he has a secret family there because people keep asking me that? I don't know, man. I don't know the damn thing. I'm focused on the bills, okay? I need somebody to pay these bills. I'm not concerned about if he has secret families in Ghana. He said he would be back before New Year's. Clearly he's a liar, so he's not here. He's still not here. And I think that space, though, was what I needed to give me distance to be able to look at the relationship from a different point of view.
Right.
People that are asking me, why can't I just go live with my parents? My father is dead. He died to cancer when I was 12, and my mom is not really doing well. Also, I live in a completely different state than all my family lives in, and I don't even know if I have the funds to
uproot, yeah,
to a different state. When we had the conversation about me moving in, and I told him that I needed to move in with him, I asked him, y'all. I know I said in the video, but I asked him. I said if it was okay, and that's why he gave me the response that no, it's not okay. He ended up saying like, we're not moving in until we're married. So if you're ready to get married, I'm ready to get married. Really, that's not the proposal of my dreams. I don't know if it's anybody else's proposal, and I don't know if he was serious or not. But to say like, oh, we got married because I was almost homeless is not the proposal of my dreams. It was very demeaning for him to just say that, like, oh, let's just get married then. Since you're ready to move in, let's just get married. That was very demeaning. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't like that.
But kind of how you put it though, like you put it on the standpoint on like, this is the deadline you have to marry me. So at the end of the day, the way y'all both went about it was wrong, in all honesty.
I felt like
you don't ever give nobody a deadline on that type of stuff.
Even if you offered me a place to stay right now, I wouldn't even move in, because now I feel like I've begged you for it. I don't want anything that I had to fight for. I don't want a man to do something for me because I begged him to do it. I want him to do something for me because he wants to do something for me. So if you don't have it in you, you're not my man. Maybe you're somebody else's man, but this isn't going to be for me. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Like, this is the highlight of my year because it's been horrible. It's been hard, but I thank everybody for saying nice things and backing me, because I was starting to think that maybe I was the one in the wrong and that I had unrealistic goals. So thanks everybody for saying that I was not asking for too much and he should have been there for me. So this has been a really humbling experience for me. This year has been the year of humbling, 2024, and hopefully we don't do this again, because baby, I ain't got the enemy to be fighting. And just because I feel like now I have to, because people keep asking me like, is this a skit? Did you make this up? Now I feel like I have to show proof.
She got the proof.
The conversation that I posted in the original story time was mostly done over the phone. But let me show you the text message that he sent me the first message I sent him saying, can we move in together? So this is the original text message of me saying, I guess I cut off the part where I asked him, but me being like, hey, like, I need to move in with you, unless you don't want me. I tried to be like, I tried to be respectful. I said, unless you don't want me there, like, I'll respect your boundaries. And he said, I doubt that's a good idea right now. We all have our personal space to go to when there are issues. Like I said in the original video, I prefer it that way. And then I was basically like, well, then maybe we should just start seeing other people. Because, like, at this point, I'm like, this is literally, y'all, I swear to God, I was blindsided. I literally did not think that he would say that. This is basically when he told me that the deadline that I set was self-appointed. And, yeah, it was originally my idea. But, like I
yeah, it's understandable.
Said, I thought we had come to an agreement that we were both going to do that. This is where he admits that he agreed. He says my deadline was self-appointed. But then he says right here, I agreed that you would know my decision by then. So was it really so self-appointed if we both agreed on it? No, I don't think so. But, you know, man math, apparently. So yeah, I just feel like I have to post that because people are asking me, am I making this up for clout?
I don't think you're making enough for clout, but I do understand where both of y'all are coming from. I feel like he probably thought about it because y'all in y'all honeymoon stage where y'all first met and stuff like that, and didn't really realize how serious things got until y'all constantly had arguments. And he probably seen traits where he's like, all right, that's not no girl that I can be with for the rest of my life. You see what I'm saying? But you like, no, we're still going to do this. But I do feel like that it should have been an adult conversation that y'all both understood that, okay, well, something is not going right. Why do you feel like this? Okay, well, this is how I feel. At the end of the day, you were right by being upfront with him and telling him what's your expectations of within a year. And him saying, yeah, was probably immature to not really understand the logical thing about what goes on behind marriage or just even getting engaged and things like that. But I feel like it's no deadline. I feel like there's no minimum. There's people who get married within a month of them knowing each other, 2-3 months of them knowing each other, 6 months of them knowing each other. Everything floats each other boat. But I feel like most of those situations happen when the person just lets the person do what they need to do more so than put a deadline for possibly like something that they want them to do as far as like in a marriage or something like that, you know. Just let them purposely do what they're going to do. And if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. But I feel like they both just have their own separate problems. They both right in their own ways, you know?
Because she's an adult woman with a child and she's irresponsible. It's just that simple. See, I did my research. First off, the way she told this story, she was telling it as if he's the bad guy, but she really was using him as a financial plan. Because in order to get evicted, that's not an overnight process. It takes time, so she already knew about it. The duration of their relationship, she says, was 11 months, but he was also out the country a few of them times for a long period of time. So you really don't know this man to be trying to impose on him. Also, before she posted this video the night before, she posted she was going out. Now, she's on the internet telling everybody else the story about how he's such a bad guy, but she didn't mention anything that was said to those people that she went out with to go kick it with, which is her resources, her tools, her community. If she wanted assistance, she has ways of getting assistance. She's a TikTok creator. I'm a TikTok creator. I know what TikTok can pay you. I also know, based off of that and her getting ready to be evicted, she is not managing her money well. You cannot teach a person who does not want to be motivated by their own circumstance. They have to learn it on their own. If her child did not motivate her, a man definitely ain't going to be able to do anything but enable her behavior.
Wow. So I didn't even know that that was the case. I didn't know that she had a child. I didn't know that she was in an eviction process. I didn't know none of this. I thought that she just was having trouble. I didn't know that she was already actively going on dates and doing all of this before all of this came about. What it seemed like is they were messing with each other. I mean, she did say that they did talk about getting married, but it just, I don't know. This situation at the end of the day just got my mind wrapped around what this lady basically was doing was, they say in this generation, clocking their tea, basically confronting a girl about what she's made and what she said and that she's being more irresponsible, and then she's going to somebody responsible to make up for her irresponsible acts. You get what I'm saying? But I didn't know she had a kid. That just honestly changed my entire reality. But yeah, let me know what y'all feel about this down below, man. What y'all got from this? Make sure to smash the like button. We almost to a road to 1 million subs. Let's go.